got a 7-10 matchup here in the West region. Now remember, that is in the bottom left-hand corner of your bracket. In this one, we got the number 7 seed Northwestern Wildcats taking on the number 10 seed Boise State Broncos. For Northwestern, a solid and unexpected season for the Wildcats as they earn their second NCAA tournament bid in school history. That's right, you heard that right. Second bid in school history. The Wildcats go 21-11 this year. They have finished second in regular season Big Ten play. This team really solid on the defensive end, 14th in the nation in defensive efficiency. They defend the paint and the two-point land really well, 38th in the nation there, and they also turn their opponents over at a solid clip as well, which puts them 29th in the nation in forced turnover rate for Northwestern. Offensively, this team plays slow as all heck. 308th in the nation in pace. They're not very good offensively. They get into absolute rock fights often. This might be another one of those. The player to watch out for Northwestern is Boo Buie, their lead guard, who is very, very streaky in his own right. They're going to need him to knock down some big shots if they're going to pull this game out. The question for me for Northwestern is, can they win when they're not shooting well? They rely pretty heavily on the outside shot, and usually when they don't hit threes, they don't win. It's going to be a big key for me in this one for Northwestern. For Boise State, great season for the Broncos, 24-9 in the regular season. They finish second in the Mountain West. Again, another great defensive team. These teams with very similar styles. Boise State 18th in the nation in defensive efficiency. They're solid at guarding the three-point arc. 30th in the nation in three-point defense. And they're also really good at closing out possessions by getting boards on the defensive end. 17th in the nation in that regard. You love to see teams close out possessions with defensive rebounds. Now, also similar to Northwestern, this Boise State team is incredibly average offensively. Majority of their games end up in the 60s. They win a lot of those games, though, so hey, you know, don't knock it till you try it, right? The player to watch out for Boise State in this game is Marcus Schaefer Jr., 13 points per game for him. However, he's not the most efficient player for this Broncos squad. He's a very streaky kind of scorer for this team. Watch out for him. If he gets hot, Boise State should be in good standing. My question for this Boise State squad is, can they consistently win rock fights? And can they win this rock fight against Northwestern? What I mean by rock fight is both teams are bad on offense and both teams aren't shooting well. Can they pull out those close, ugly victories? That's going to be the question for Boise State. This is such an interesting 7-10 matchup. I really don't have confidence in either team. Neither team playing their best ball coming into this tournament. Again, I think this is going to be an absolute rock fight. Wouldn't be surprised if neither team got to 55 in this game. This is going to be so low scoring. Everybody's going to have to work for everything. What concerns me, though, Northwestern relies heavily on the three. They're pretty streaky from there, and they haven't been shooting well as of late. For that reason, I feel like Boise State can get more consistent offense in this game, and just one or two buckets, right, be the difference between these two teams in this one. If I'm going to put this one on the upset potential meter, again, if you want to call the 7-10 game a potential upset, I'm going to say this is somewhere between let's talk about it and upset brewing. I'm going to go with the Boise State Broncos in this one. However, my confidence is low because both these teams are very similar and neither one gives me a lot of confidence. I think whoever wins this game is probably bowing out in the next round, but give me the Broncos to move on to the second round. Do you want to win your March Madness bracket pool? Do you want to not only beat your friends, but humiliate them? If that sounds good to you, subscribe down below because we are previewing all 36 first round games of the NCAA tournament and give you the info you need to crush your friends and dominate your bracket pool.